Today in our wood turning class we are going to use the skew. This is what's called a skew. Richard Findley has a big YouTube channel. He's a pro turner. I've seen him at demonstrated conferences and things before. Well, he put out a challenge that said we need to turn an icicle out of basically a piece of pen blank. So I've got a piece of oak flooring here. And we're going to use the skew only. You see I have 3 of them here. I have a 1/2 inch Harbor Freight cheap skew. I've ground it on an angle. Basically the skew chisel simply means it's cut on both sides, ground on both sides down, and it's not square across. That's a Badan tool. The skew chisel means it's got an angle like that. So we grind on each side, and then these I like to put a little bit of a round on, and this one I put a little bit of a round on. This is a Henry Taylor 1¼ inch, 1 1/8. I'm not sure, I'd have to measure it. But this thing's a monster skew and I love it. It's fantastic. Don't be scared of the skew unless you're completely and totally scared of the skew. And then be careful and learn how to use it. We're going to talk about it today, and basically we're just going to cut from here down on it, and we're going to get a really nice sharp cut, small shavings. We're going to be gentle and careful. We're going to work on coves, a mini cove and some beads, and make an icicle. So if you're interested in making an icicle using the skew, stick around. Alright, today's project is Richard Findley's skew challenge to make an icicle ornament. Stick around if you want to see what I did wrong and how I chose the wrong material and made kind of a mess of the project. But at least it was fun practice. Alright, so to mount this, I went and used my corner marking tool and drew a line all the way around so I know the center is between those 4 lines. I'm going to put that inside my pin jaws because I feel like having it supported so I can part off a couple of these. So I just need to line it up like that and tighten this down. And if you don't have pin jaws, you don't need them. They just make it a little safer for me doing this project. You can certainly do this between centers. Alright, I just sharpened my tool and you can see I've got a really nice concave grind on it, both sides. I think it's supposed to be a 22.5 degree angle, but I just ground it for what it was before. We're going to turn the lathe on, I don't know, medium speed, 1500 RPM. We're going to just start. And you can see I'm just like this, just gently cutting right here with the tool on the tool rest. Okay, while we're doing this, we're going to make sure we have on our face shield and our safety glasses and no jewelry. Okay, that seems pretty out of whack, but we're getting it close to round. Not quite. Alright, we've got it round almost, so let's go ahead and work on our dimensions. This is broken off of a little bit. The grain there is pretty bad. So we're going to just mark this as our tip. We're going to mark this as our finial, and that's our ball. We'll make it nice and long. How about that? So all I'm doing here is just lifting the tool in like that to make an indent. Alright, it's going kind of rough, and that is catching there. I don't really like that at all, so I gotta be really careful when I get down there. As you can see, here I'm just gonna cut this off and make a bead. Maybe I'll go faster. that's fixing that. I went faster on the lathe and slower on my cuts. Yeah, the lathe is up to 1800. Started bouncing a little bit because I cut it way too thin right there. Let's see if we can salvage it, but oak is not the right choice for this project. This is really hard. Alright, now I'm pretty thin and I'm losing support. I really need to kind of put my finger underneath it and hold it, but I don't feel like doing that. We'll just go slow. Nice, that turned out to be good cuts. I need to do a little bit of work right here and then we'll just make a ball out of it. It's got grain in it, but it looks like it's bad cuts, but it's just the grain. Alright, so there you have it. That was a good experiment. It was a good practice. It was not a very good project. It split off the lathe as soon as I tried to hit it with some sandpaper. First thing I did is I chose the wrong material. oak is not what I should have made this out of. And I made a mistake. I cut this. Here we go. You can see that pretty well. I parted it off the lathe by accident when I was trying to sand it, and the tip split. I could fix that a little bit. It's a little bit rough here. I could have sanded that out. I chose the wrong material. Oak is not the right material by any means. But it was a fun little project, and that's a little bit of an insight on how to use the skew. Alright, well, that's our wrap up on this. Like, share, subscribe, tell your mom. Come back for the next video. We're going to make one of these out of maple and try and do it a lot better.